So in this video, we're going to be looking at the modify panel, something really important in 3ds Max. So first of all, let's just create a few objects. I'm just going to create a few boxes, 1, 2, 3, something like that. And if you click on these boxes and you click on the modify panel, this is the button just next to the create panel, you'll see the parameters. And we actually looked at this in an earlier video where you can set the length and the width and the height and all those kind of things in your segments. But something really important right at the top, you've got the name of that object. And this is where you can type a name. Let's call this my box 1. And it's always very important to try and name all your objects in your scene just to keep everything neat and tidy. So if you click on this one, let's call this my box 2, and let's call this one my box 3. So they will just keep everything nice and tidy. And obviously if you have a lot of objects in your scene, it's always best to rename them so that you can find them and know exactly what they are. So another quick thing that I want to show you why it's important to name these objects. If you click on the select by name button here at the top, little stripes with the arrow key, it will actually show you all the objects in your scene. So now you can actually sort by name and you can see, okay, I want to select my box 2. You can highlight that, click on OK, and it will actually select that object for you. Another important thing in the modify list is that you can add modifiers to your objects. So let's select this object, and then in the modifier panel there's a drop down box that says modifier list. So if you click this, it will actually show you a list of all the modifiers. These are almost like effects if you want to think of it like that. So let's say we want to add a bend modifier. So let's click on bend, and then you can actually change the parameters of that modifier. As you can see here, we're bending that object and you can do all kinds of cool stuff with it. So you can change the bend axes, X, Y, and Z, and the direction, and also the angle. So every single modifier will have different properties that you can play with. Let's just undo that quickly. I'm going to delete that modifier. And if you want to delete the modifier, click on it, and then click on the little bin here at the bottom, and that will remove that modifier. Okay, let's add another modifier. Let's click on that drop down box, and let's say we want to add a twist modifier. And now you can see there is our twist modifier. So if you want to go back to your box parameters, you'll see in your modifier list you've got box and you've got twist. So what you can do is you just click on box, and that will give you all the default parameters of your box. So here you can change your height and width and all those kind of things. And then if you click on your modifier twist again, you can change the parameters of that modifier. Okay, so let's try another modifier. Let's go to this box here. And maybe let's click on the modifier drop down box, and let's try taper, and then let's see what these settings will do. So we can actually change it, make it a bit of a curve, play with these modifiers. They're actually quite cool to play with. Let's add another modifier. So let's add a twist maybe underneath that. So go down to twist, and now we can add some parameters to that as well. So now if you want to make the box a little bit bigger, click on the box, and then you can set those parameters separately. Go back to twist, you can set your twist parameters there. So that's the basics of the modify panel. Remember to name your objects, and this is also where you can add your modifiers. And just go through this list, play with some of these modifiers, see what they do, and I will see you in the next video.